Hello and welcome to our new consultant success class, which is kind of like an orientation for our newer team members. So I want to welcome you to the call. You're going to see there a picture of Brian and I. We are the executive business leaders for Explosive Team Sales. And I also want you to have an opportunity to write down our contact information that's there right below our names. We have an honor store at our home where you can come and go and pick up some supplies if you choose, kind of emergency supplies, catalogs, brochures, order forms, a few of the little game gadgets, just some emergency supplies in case you get that guest list that has like 80 names instead of 30 names, and maybe you need to pick up some extra brochures. So that's where our address will come in handy to you. Also, our phone numbers, those are our cell phones, so you can call or text, and also our email addresses are there. And just to give you a brief overview, I tend to handle more of the sales leadership. If you working toward dating and recruiting and want to build your business or move up to manager, those kind of things, the more the training leadership side, that's kind of the part I do. Brian handles more of the supply side, like if you're asking if we have a certain product on hand or do we have catalogs or any of those kind of things, you're going to go a little bit more to Brian. We kind of jokingly say those are Brian questions and those are Jan questions. So however that might work for you moving forward. But we're both open to any kind of questions that you have, and we just kind of follow the 9 to 9 as our office hours, 9 to 9, but we do take Sundays off. So if you do message or call on a Sunday, you probably won't hear back from us until Monday, but any other time during the week, you usually hear back from us within 24 hours. What you can expect to learn on the call today is about the money that you can earn, the details of your kit, a little bit about our cycle of success, how you learn, and this training will be about an hour and 30 minutes. I did just make a few adjustments, so the timing may go a little bit one way or the other, but we'll just kind of go with the flow. And then I also will have some pass outs for you after the call. So what interested you the most about your Tupperware opportunity? Were you just interested in, the discounted product, or were you looking to make a little bit of money, or maybe you're thinking about making a lot of money, or maybe you're looking for a new career option? When I first started, it was 27 years ago. I like to say I was 5 when I started, so I don't feel so old. But it was a long time ago, and I joined just for the discount. We happened to live in Florida at the time where there's bugs and humidity, and I thought getting my Tupperware wholesale would be a great thing. And if I met a few people along the way, great. That sounded like fun. Little did I know the true income opportunity, not even just the income opportunity, but the free cars that I've driven, the trips I've been on. My husband and I have basically traveled the world on Tupperware's dime. We've earned so many trips. We've been so very blessed. We've been in 4 different locations in the country, and it really just had no idea what Tupperware could really provide for us. So I encourage you to just keep an open mind as to what's available. Regardless of what you joined for, just keep an open mind of what else is available. So we're going to talk a little about how you earn. First of all, when you're doing your parties, you're collecting the full retail amount plus the shipping and the sales tax. And what we do is we process the orders through the Tupperware order entry system. When we're processing the orders, we typically put them in by person. If somebody pays with a credit card, you do want to put that credit card in with their order because Tupperware covers all of the credit card fees. So there's no need for you to go get one of those swiping machines because Tupperware will take care of that for you. So as you put each of the orders in, if it's cash or a check, then you'll just process it through. If it's a credit card, there's a place after you've submitted the item numbers that ask if that guest paid by credit card. So that's where you would check the box, and then it opens up where you can put the credit card information in. Once the whole order, the whole party is processed, when you get to the end, then any of the credit card orders, your 25% commission from the credit card orders gets applied to your consultant cost before you're given the amount that you owe. And if it's all credit cards, then you will have an overpayment and you'll get a refund. Or if it's all cash and checks, then you want to deposit those in your own account, and you'll just be paying the consultant cost. We do collect the shipping and the sales tax, and those are just a pass through for us. We collect them from the customer, and then Tupperware charges us those when we're processing the orders, and they take care of paying like our sales tax for us. So you don't have to worry about that. And some people will question the shipping on this, the sales tax on the shipping, and that is a Minnesota state law. It's a state law in most states in the country. If you look on your order form, it will indicate the few states, there's like 10 or 12, that do not require you to charge tax on the shipping. So you can always point that out to your customer if you should be questioned on it. So basically, we put the order in, we process it, the computer kind of calculates everything for us. If you have credit cards, your 25% commission from the credit cards is applied to your consultant cost, and then we pay the 75% of retail plus the shipping and the tax, and then you'll go ahead and submit the order at that point. So you basically have your 25% commission in your hand immediately. Then another way that you make money is through what we call our internet bonus. Every month you kind of want to look at a minimum of $500 in personal sales, or one standard party. $500 or more in personal sales with a paid website, which means people can shop on your website, they can place orders, they can do Tupper Connect with a party, they can do fundraisers online. So that's why you would want to have a paid website. So when you have $500 or more in personal sales and a paid website, then you are going to get to play in the internet bonus pool. And that is all the people that go to Tupperware.com and place an order. And those sales are what we consider unallocated to a specific consultant. So at the end of the sales month, all of those sales are combined. They are divided up among the Salesforce members that have 500 or more personal and a paid website, and then that is divided out. So for example, if it comes out to $100 per consultant, then you would get $25 in your internet bonus, because it would be 25% of that 100. The other big advantage to the 500 in personal sales and the paid website is you will show up in the consultant search. So if somebody goes in and puts in their zip code and they're looking for a consultant in their area, then you can go ahead, or your name or your contact information will come up for them, as long as you've got your 500 and a paid website. So that's kind of cool. That can get you some extra business. Then another way that you earn income is through what we call a personal sales volume bonus, or you may see it abbreviated PSVB. And what this is when you hold basically 3 standard parties or $1,500 in sales up to $3,999, and you do that in a sales month, Tupperware is going to pay you an extra 5% bonus on your personal volume. So that's like extra money in your pocket without you having to do anything to get that, which is very, very cool. So I like that. The other one is when you hold an average of 8 parties or $4,000 in a sales month, then you're going to get 10% in the personal sales volume bonus. So very, very exciting. And you will receive these bonuses from Tupperware on a monthly basis. And then another way, and this is your way to multiply your income without multiplying your hours, and that is step up to manager. And how you do that, because you're just getting started, you want to invite other people to join your team. You basically get to pick who you get to work with. So you want to form a team of 3 or more personal recruits. And those three people will need to activate their account, which just means 250 in sales. You and those three or more personal recruits have a total of $2,500 in team sales, and your personal sales are also included toward that 2,500. Then you're going to be eligible to step up to manager. You'll get the first time step up bonus of $100 for stepping up to the next level. You'll also be able to earn Profit Plus, which is kind of like an override percentage on your personal team's volume. And then you'll also be eligible for a Vanguard bonus. And all of that is dependent upon your team's, your unit sales. So that's the easiest way to multiply your income without multiplying your hours right from the very start. So be thinking about, mother, brother, sister, neighbor, best friend, co-worker, the gal down the street, the person from church. Think about who would you like to work with, and let them know that you've been challenged to tell people about the Tupperware opportunity. And if they would let you practice on them, you'll have a little gift for them. And the most important part is that you've chosen them and you would love to have the opportunity to work with them. But more than, as important as it is, just for you to be able to practice on as you're learning more about your new business. And we have different trainings on that I think will help you down the road as well. Then we also have a cash program. This is when you have 9 or more personal recruits, and you and those personal recruits, you have 7,500 in unit sales. And actually in today's business, unit sales goes 3 levels deep. So it would be your recruits, their recruits, and their recruits. So 3 levels deep to come up to the 7,500 in unit sales. But the 9 personal recruits do have to be personal recruits. And what happens when you do that is Tupperware is going to give you an executive manager cash bonus of an extra $150 a month. So love that extra cash. And then what I really love is this program is available for directors and above. And this is when you can take advantage of our vehicle program. Tupperware actually leases a car for you. They take care of the tags, the tires, the taxes, the insurance. You and your spouse at the same address or significant other at the same address have the opportunity to drive that car. The only bummer to the car program is, when you've driven it for 2 years, you've just got it broken in, kind of working your way. But after 2 years, the lease is up, and then you're going to have to take another new one and start all over breaking in another car. But it's a pretty awesome program. And as you move into it, it's available for directors and higher. And as you move into it, all you have to do is keep doing the same thing that you've been doing to maintain driving that vehicle, or you might just get that little bug and want to keep climbing up the ladder and get bigger and bigger cars. So that's kind of fun. Tupperware has a little bit different way that we calculate our months. We don't go by the calendar month per se. Tupperware will end their sales month on the last Friday of the calendar month. So for example, as we just closed out our August just a couple weeks ago, as we closed out our August, we found that the 26th was the last Friday of the calendar month of August. So that was when our August sales month closed. And then that makes our September sales month open on August 27th. And so that starts your new sales month, and then our September sales month will go all the way through to September 30th, because that's the last Friday of the calendar month. So what that means is some months might have 4 weeks and some months might have 5 weeks. But what you want to do is look in the date book that you get in your opportunity kit, and it will indicate with some colored circles on the date that is the end of the month, the date that is the beginning of the month, the date that our brochure transitions to a new one, and also the date that you get your internet, your commissions from Tupperware. So that's kind of cool. But you do always want to make sure that you look at that last Friday of the month, because if you're going for something like that personal sales volume bonus and you're at 3,900, you're still going to get just the 5%. But you're at that 3,900. If you can get to 4,000, then you're going to increase your bonus to 10%. So that's where you really want to look at that. Okay, and earlier I mentioned credit card overpayments. When you have a party that's mostly or all credit cards, then you'll have an overpayment because you will have processed all the credit cards and your commission would be included in those. So credit card overpayments you will receive on Mondays, and they can mail a check or you have an opportunity for direct deposit. And then we also have opportunities to earn online commissions. That's anybody that orders from your website, whether it's a party, a fundraiser, or just an order. The internet pool, which I mentioned earlier, 500 or more in personal sales and um, and a paid website. Then we also have the leadership bonus, which is where you're going to multiply your income without multiplying your hours, and that would be stepping up to manager. And then, of course, any of the cash bonus, which would be your personal sales volume bonus, executive manager bonus, anything along that. All of those commissions are paid on the third Monday of the sales month. So it's the third Monday of the sales month. And in your date book that came with your opportunity kit, your planner, it's going to indicate in there what that payday is, which just kind of helps you with tracking where you're at. So it's the third Monday of the sales month that is that next payday. Now, what I like to do is give you an example. People are really kind of unsure, how much money can I really make doing this? So just for example, say you want to do 2 parties a week. You get to pick what days, what time of the day. Maybe you just want to do Saturdays, a morning and an afternoon. You know, that's really all up to you. But say you're doing 2 parties a week. There's typically 4 weeks to a month. And so that means you're doing about 8 parties. When you look at the 8 parties times the $500, which is the national party standard, then you're looking at $4,000 in retail sales, of which you make your 25%. So that's $1,000 in your personal profit. Then you're also going to make your 10% personal sales volume bonus. So in this case, that's 400. So what you're looking at is working maybe 8 to 10 hours a week to do those 2 parties a week. That would be your time at your parties, your invitations, processing it in the computer, and taking advantage of one of the training classes, whether it's a team meeting, a sales meeting, or whatever. So you're looking at about 8 to 10 hours a week, or what would be equivalent to 30 to 40 hours a month for those 2 parties a week. And your take home is about $1,400 in profit. Now, you and I both know people that work 30 to 40 hours in a week that don't bring home $1,400 in a month. So I think you're looking at some pretty good income opportunity here with the way our program works. Now, the average party attendance is 6 people per party, and that's according to the Direct Selling Association. So say you've got an average of 6 people at your parties and you're holding 8 parties for the month. So that means you're seeing 48, almost 50 people a month just at your parties. And if you're taking the opportunity to talk to those people at your parties, then you've got a real great opportunity to really develop your business further. And what I mean is I use what I call ESP. And I talk about, that means talk to every single person at every single party and offer our extra special plan. Our plan is, would you like to host a party, have some fun with your friends, and receive some free gifts? Or would you like to make some money by joining our team and purchase your Tupperware wholesale? Which interests you the most? And at this point is when we have to put the zipper on our lips and we have to literally wait for them to answer. We want to give them time to think about what we've just offered them. And we've offered them an opportunity to host a party or to join our team, basically. And when you start doing this, people that you bring into the business with you will do that as well. And then you're going to find they're going to do the same thing, and you'll be able to grow a lot faster. Now, let me just give you a couple of quick examples of why I feel it's so important to talk to every single person at every single party. I had a party that I did with with a family, and I went from the toddler could barely get around to the very elderly, could barely get around, and then all of those in between. So at the end of the party, when they were checking out, I take that as an opportunity to talk to them about hosting a party, daytime, nighttime, weekend, what kind of party would they like to have, what day of the week, that kind of thing. And I looked up and I had this little old lady walking her way over to me. She wasn't walking, she was wobbling with her cane, and you could just tell that she was having a tough time getting around. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to talk to her about having a party because I would be imposing on her. Like, she can barely get around the way it is. So as she came over, she placed her order. I filled it out. I gave her her receipt. Off she goes. So now it's the end of the party, and I'm packing up my kit. And here she comes wobbling her way back over to me. And she says, "Is there a reason why I can't have a party? I heard you talk to the others, but you didn't ask me. And I told the girls I was going to have one at my clubhouse." Okay, so you can envision, I felt like I had this giant L on my forehead. I hurt her feelings when I thought I was doing her a favor. So that's just an opportunity for me to share with you. Don't do what I did. Don't put yourself in that situation. Just make sure you're asking each person, giving them the choice whether they want to host a party or not, giving them the choice as to what they want. It's kind of like when you're at a restaurant, and no matter how much you have appetizers and then you have dinner, and then they still come out and say, "Would you like dessert, or would you like to see the dessert menu?" And frequently we say no, but that doesn't mean they're going to run back in the kitchen and cry because we said no. That just means we're not interested. And that's how we have to look at it when we talk to every single person about having a party. If they say no, we just want to find out, is that no for now? Is that no never? And that's really all you need to be aware of. So that's going to kind of give you an idea of why it's so important to offer the opportunity to host a party to everybody that you come across. Now, the other example is a little bit more along the recruiting. I had a gal that I had talked to a bazillion times about having a party, and she always said no. And we went to our sales meeting, and I was watching her be introduced as a new consultant with someone else. And that's a difficult situation, and it does happen because we do cross paths. So you always want to remember just to take the high road. So what that means is, so we did our meeting. She was being introduced as a new consultant, so on. So after the meeting, I just went over and welcomed her to Tupperware. It was great to see her. And I said, "If you just don't mind me asking, I talked to you so many times about having a party, and you always said no. And now you're here introduced as a new consultant, and I'm just trying to figure out what I did wrong." And she said, "Well, you didn't really do anything wrong. It's just you always offered me free gifts, but she said I could make some money, and that's what I really needed." Okay, I'm feeling like I have this giant L on my forehead again. I assumed that if she didn't want to hold a party, she wouldn't have any interest in selling Tupperware, so I never even talked to her about it. I never even offered it to her. So do yourself a favor. Don't put yourself in these situations. Just make sure that you're offering everybody the great things that we have available. Hosting a party, having some fun with your friends, and receiving some free gifts, or making some money by joining your team and purchase their Tupperware wholesale. Which interests you the most, and then you can go on with your conversation with them. So it really can make a difference. Now, we have this opportunity flyer, and you will find a package of these come in your opportunity kit. We also have them available on the website to print right off like this, or we will have a version every month that will also include the Say Yes offer and the activation offer. The Say Yes and the activation, those vary every month. They change every month. So you might want to just stick with the standard one. But what I like about this one is it shows all the products that come in the kit. It makes it real easy to see. The kit's $99, but we have a two easy payment plan. One in which they don't even have to pay for when you have your $1,000 in sales in your first 60 days, and for only $39 down. And you can see how easy it is. 3 parties a week, 2 parties a week, 1 party a week, how much time it's going to take, and what kind of income you can expect. So it just kind of gives a little bit of an idea of what's available with our Tupperware opportunity. And like I said, you have a pack of these that came in the box inside your kit box. And those are something maybe you want to use in your guest folders for your parties, or maybe in your host envelopes, or it's a sheet that's very easy for you to talk to when you're chatting with someone about joining your team. So those are a great tool. Now we've just gone through a little bit of a changeover with our My.Tupperware My.Tupperware account. So I just wanted to give you just a little overview as to what some of these new things are that are available for you. So first of all, your first 30 days. This is a great place to go that kind of gets you set up. It kind of gets you thinking about your calendar. It kind of gets you thinking about your contact list, who you're going to start with, and that type of thing. Then the iTup training, that's interactive training that is going to help you learn about the company, learn about dating a party, give you some core information that you might need before you do your first party. And then the next one, entering your first order. So it not only talks you through that, but there's also tutorial videos available for you in helping you as you're putting your first orders in and how to work with those, even entering the ship to, understanding how to add the datings into that party, handling the customer payment. So all of that is covered within these different categories. Some other additional things, here's the part that's the core about the party. And you can see building sales at your party, party planning, more party planning, because there's no right or wrong way to do this business. What we share with you and what you'll find in this training are what we call best business practices. What we encourage you to do is try the different things, see what works for you, see what you're most comfortable with, and that's how we kind of put it in our own personality. That's what makes it your own business. So there's a lot of things to look at here. As you can see, some of these fabulous people that are other team members, they're in Tupperware with us, they've shared some of their best business practices. So that's going to continue to help you grow. So these are some basically on the party. These are some that are about dating and recruiting at the party. Then you've got some additional tools that are going to talk to you about dating and recruiting away from the party. So, just a little bit, friend finding, dating like a pro, how to date the hot mama, and dating into the new year. So those are just a few. And then there's also the dynamic product demonstrations. And in reality, you can go to YouTube and you can see some demonstrations. What you're going to find here on the Tupperware page are going to be more very traditional and basic. People need to know the features, but they buy products because of how they're going to benefit them and their family. So you'll be able to pick up some great tips from these pages as well. Then there's a little bit more on beyond the party, where it's a little on branding yourself, how our fundraiser works, social media, and leveraging, your Facebook or any of those tools. So as you can see, there's additional information: consultant toolbox, manager through an executive manager director toolbox, business leader toolbox, and then the community toolbox. So here's your consultant toolbox. It's going to give you some more dating ideas. This one is still being developed. Then you've got some recruiting ideas, the top 10 reasons why you want to start a Tupperware business. This would be something that you might want to print and put on an easel on your display table at your parties. Excuse me, or if you're doing like a vendor type event, or if you are wanting to put an additional something in the host packet or something in the guest folders at your party. So that might be something you'd use there. And then a little on time management, how to work with the power hour. And as you grow, you're still going to find more recipes, more toolboxes, and you're going to find the support all the way through the line. So like I said, some of this has just been changed, developed. We're still enhancing and creating more to it. There's always going to be recipes available with anything you do with Tupperware. They're going to be online on your Tupperware site like they are here. You're going to find them with like your Facebook pages within your organization or your team pages within your director's team. So we're very open about sharing recipes and ideas. So you'll want to make sure that, you know, try out some of the different ones, see what sounds good, and then just give it a shot. And you'll find the ones that are going to work best for you for your party demos. Some people like to create food items at their parties. Other people just like to talk about them and tell people about them. That's really a personal choice, and that's totally up to you and what you and your host decide you want to do. Now you got this a booklet in your opportunity kit as well. This one is called Where Will the Party Take You? It is your getting started guide. This is kind of what I jokingly refer to as my Tupperware Bible. I encourage you to take this getting started guide and put it in that pocket in the back of your date book, the back of that planner. There's a little pocket back there, and put that with you so you have it with you all the time, because it covers a huge amount of information, and it's a great resource for you to go back to if you're not sure about some of the answers to different things. It's also okay for you to not know all the answers to everything. And when you're at a party and somebody's asking a question you're not sure, you just simply say, "Oh, that's a great question. Why don't you write it down on your order form, and I will check with my upline and I'll get back to you with your answer." And then you keep going on with your party. You're not expected to know everything. It's just like any other job in the world. There's always questions that come up that you have to go ask a supervisor or a manager or someone in another department, and this is no different than that. So again, just have them write down their question and then you can get back to them. One of the other pages here that I've chosen that's in your Getting Started guide is just helping you get started with your contact list. We like to call it Start Working on Your Wonderful 100 List, which is just getting you to think bigger about the contact list, the people that you can connect with, the people that you know or maybe don't recall. And so this kind of helps spark it helps spark those thoughts for you to think about different people. So you could look at we use Frank. Frank's a very simple acronym, as you can see. This is also an acronym that you can use when you're coaching your host in helping them develop their guest list. So what you're looking for, the F is for Frank, and the F is for friends. And you can think friends is a pretty open category. You can pretty well determine what your friends are, whether they're your immediate friends, whether they're distant friends, whether they're occasional friends, but they're your friends. So you can kind of create that on your own. Then you go to the R, that's for relatives. When you're thinking about relatives, think deep and wide, you know, that half sister or stepmother or your third or fourth cousin. See that as you're making your contact list, this is kind of giving you people that you want to make sure that you let them know that you're now a Tupperware consultant. Because if you don't tell them, they have no way to know. So these are the people that you definitely want to let them know that you're a Tupperware consultant and give them the opportunity if they would like to host a party with you or maybe join your team. So think deep and wide. Then I go to acquaintances. Acquaintances is a huge, it could be anything from your hairstylist to your nail salon to your doctor, your dentist, people that you know from church, people that you know from outside activities, maybe your yoga class, your spin class. So acquaintances is really huge. And don't negate things like when I said the doctor's office and the dentist's office, you're giving them your business by going to their office. It's okay for you to ask for their business in return. Okay, so acquaintances can be a very large category, and the worst that can happen is they say they're not interested. Okay, maybe they know of somebody else that is. So you can always ask for referrals at the same time. The N is for neighbors. Neighbors could be your past neighbors, your current neighbors. Neighbors are also, if you look down here at the bottom left, there's a T. We call it your T zone. So you want to think about all the way down the street to the right, all the way down the street to the left, those that are behind you, those that are across from you. We call it the T zone. And it's really just anybody within reach of you. And don't forget that if you're in a rural area, it might be a few miles down the road, but generally, you've run into those people at a local gathering or school or church or something like that. So, again, neighbors can be a bigger category. And then the last one, the K, it refers to kids. Contacts that you know through your kids. Your kids have friends. They're your kids' friends have parents or relatives, or also people at school, people that you know through kids' activities. So kids can be a great connection. But in addition to the K referencing kids, I also add coworkers. And yeah, that's what the K. Coworkers, they could be your current coworkers, they could be your past coworkers, they could be your significant other or your spouse's coworkers. So coworkers can be a very big category as well. And whether it's people that are interested in seeing the new Tupperware, wanting to have a party of their own, getting some free, making some extra money. So those are all just ways to help you think of people. And I'm sure as I went through friends, relatives, acquaintances, and so on, I'm sure you were thinking of people while I was going through that. So go ahead and really start working on your contact list, people that fall into these categories, kind of like just anybody you can think of. All right, this is a picture of the different items that come in your opportunity kit. So again, this is called your Getting Started Guide. This one is a host. No, I'm sorry. This one is the host folder. This one is a host envelope. Again, there's no right or wrong way. These are just tools that are available for you to use. There's also our opportunity brochure. There is our recruiting brochure, and you guys will love in the recruiting brochure, there is a picture of Sarah Ross, who is a director within our explosive team sales organization. So it's always kind of fun to point that out to people at your parties too, or as you're talking to them about joining your team. And then also the opportunity kit flyer, which I mentioned earlier. You should have a stack of business cards, whether you want to fill those out or just slap a label on them or go to vistaprint.com and order your own. Those are available. You also have your Confident Start flyer. What you want to do with this Confident Start flyer is go through, look at each of the different levels, which we'll go over in just a second, but you want to circle what you're going to order as you hit each one of those levels. It's kind of, in a way, helping you form a goal for yourself. What's the next level? What am I working toward at this next level? And then you also have a pack of the order forms. You also get our branding. This beautiful Tupperware apron has a great pocket in the front. So that's a place to keep your pens or your note cards, or like I do auction parties, so I keep my money there. It is very expandable. The strap around the neck can go as large as you need it to, and then there's long strings that you can just tie them back. And then there's also the giant kit bag that has a couple pockets on the front, a zipper pocket, a big compartment inside. It's got a shoulder strap and a hand strap that hooks together. So just really a great variety of tools that come in your business kit to help you get started in your business. And then these are the products that come in your starter kit. So you want to kind of freshen up on these. A great thing to do with these products is they all come with a product insert. So you'll want to take a look at those. I used to just throw them away all the time. And then I watched somebody do this really great demonstration. I said, "Where did you come up with all that information?" She said, "In the product inserts." So then I started looking at them. So before you throw it away, take a look at them. They're going to talk about the features. Remember, they need to know features, but they buy a product because of how it benefits them and their family. And you can look at some of these products and kind of start creating your own little sets, or working with some of these pieces, how you can create how you can upsell and create bigger items. Like, for example, measuring cups, measuring spoons, and the spatula. I group those together as a basic baking set, because if I sell just the measuring spoons, it's what, $12, $15. If I sell just the measuring cups, it might be like $17. And what you want to do is, when you're grouping things together, then you've got a higher dollar amount, which is helping your host to get higher sales. With higher sales, your host gets more free. When your host gets more free, you make more money. Yay, everybody wins. Some of the other great tips with these, the can opener, if you demonstrate it, they will buy it. It's a $35 item, and if you demonstrate it, they will buy it. The wonderful Impressions Classic Bowl Set, the greatest thing about these is they all nest down into the big one with the seals, and that's all the storage space that you need for this beautiful set of bowls. They're textured on the outside, so they resist scratching and fingerprints. They're very slick on the inside, so no matter what gooey, sticky thing you put in there, it's going to be a breeze to clean out. The seal has a nice large tab, which makes it easy to open. And to close, you just kind of put the cover on, you hook it on one side, and then you're just going to kind of tuck the bowl into the cover and it snaps on. Another great thing about these is you can take when the seal is off, you can actually, it's kind of slightly domed, so it kind of creates a beautiful pedestal, and you'll never have to worry about losing your seal at your family gathering again, because it just sits right on it. So a couple ideas there. Looking at some of the individual products, like our Fridge Smart Small Deep, what I like to say with this is, this is just one of the pieces that come with our 4-piece starter set. And everybody starts with the 4-piece set so they can decide which sizes and shapes are going to work best for them and their family. Now, a couple of key things there. I talked about, this is just one of the 4 pieces that come in the starter set. There's nowhere in the catalog or elsewhere that says it's a 4-piece starter set. But that's just a way to introduce people to the Fridge Smart collection. So with a Fridge Smart starter set, there's 4 pieces to the set, and it's only $84. Now, if $84 sounds a little bit beyond your budget, maybe $42, half price would fit a little better, and then you can just have a Tupperware party and get it for the $42 instead. Or you may be one of those outstanding hosts, and you could even qualify to get it absolutely free. But I really encourage you to start with the 4-piece set, because that's going to help you and your family start saving money, keeping the vitamins and nutrients in the food, and you're going to throw out a whole lot less produce. Now, another little thing that I do with that is I take, and I do that with all these pieces, I take a catalog and I cut out the name, the description, the item number, and the price. I will cut that right out of a catalog, and I use packing tape, and I tape it right onto the container. That way, if people are table shopping before or after the party, they've got the information right there. While you're demonstrating, If you forget what to say about this or that, or somebody asks a question, you've got the information right there you can reference. If you're passing it around, you can let them know that instead of them having to flip through the catalog to find it, you've got it taped right on the product so they can just copy it right onto their order form. So you're doing it kind of as a little crutch for yourself, but you sell it to your guests because of how it's going to benefit them. It's easy for them to copy right onto their order form, and the information they're looking for is right there. Now, one of the other key things to that, like for example, this small deep fridge smart, I do not cut out the information for the small deep. I only cut out the information for the 4-piece set. And it's the information for the 4-piece set that I tape on the back of that container. Because when I'm demonstrating that container, I'm only talking about the 4-piece set. From that one container, you can show them half of this height would be the height of the small. If you put two of these beside each other, which these are both smalls, that's going to equal the length of a medium. So you can give them an idea of the other sizes just from this one piece you have, but again, still, you're going to want to sell them on the 4-piece set. The same thing looking at the modular mate rectangle, I would talk about that in terms of sets. With your breakfast maker, it comes as just the breakfast maker. You want to sell it with the inserts, so you're going to put the information on the breakfast maker with the inserts at $29. That's what you're going to tape on your breakfast maker. I also do that on my Power Chef, and I tape it on one of the smoother sections here. That is because when I use my Power Chef at parties, of course, I want to be able to wash it. And I don't want to have to cut up another catalog and tape it back on again. So if you're using packing tape, the tape completely surrounds the paper, the catalog paper that you've taped on it, and you can wash it and it's fine and it's all ready to go and the information's still there for you. So that's a great piece. That Power Chef is $69, and it comes with the triple blade, so it will chop, it will blend, it will puree, and it will emulsify. You can remove that blade and you can put the paddle in, and that paddle is great for mixing anything. A quick, easy recipe for your parties is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and 2 tablespoons of your favorite instant pudding. You put the paddle in, you pull the cord a few times, you've got mousse in about 2 minutes. You could use the blade, you could throw a few Oreo cookies in and pull the cord a few times, get them all chopped up, add a couple scoops of ice cream, and then using the funnel has an open and a closed side. I will close it, I'll pour some milk in, and then I will just open it a little bit so part of the milk is draining in while I'm pulling the cord. You know, Dairy Queen has blizzards, well, Tupperware has tornadoes. So while I'm making my tornadoes, I'm letting a little bit of milk go in till I get the consistency that I want. Another great tip with the Power Chef, a lot of people will make salsa. So you use a can, you'll first start out with your onion or garlic, and you'll throw those in and chop those all up. Then you'll use your can opener and you'll open a can of diced tomatoes and you'll throw that in. Then you'll throw in a tablespoon or 2 of the Southwest Chipotle, depending on how spicy you want it. That's one of the seasoning blends that we sell. And you'll just pull the cord a few times and you've got salsa. And anytime you're at a party and you can have your guests actually do the hand-on, they're the ones that are opening the can, they're the ones that are pulling the cord and putting the ingredients in. It gives them the opportunity to see what working with Tupperware products is like, and it kind of sells them on it while they're doing it. So you have a beautiful grouping of products here, and there is actually a demonstration of just these products from the kit. I have posted it on the Explosive Team Facebook page. It is also on our 3D region Facebook page, and it's done by a gal named Heather Wheeler, and she is just really phenomenal. So it will give you, again, some different ideas and ways to point out and sell the products. There is no right or wrong way. You're just going to develop, you're going to learn best business practices, and you're going to develop into what you want it to be. So again, also in your Getting Started guide, it tells you about all the different products and some basic things that you can say about them. So it really has everything you could possibly need. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier with the Confidence Start program. We want to help you build your confidence, and we want to help you get lots of free products. So it starts off when you have your first party or $500 or more. That's the minimum you want to do in your first 30 days. You'll have your choice of the solar calculator money pouch, because you need a place to calculate your money at your parties, and then you need a place to keep those big bucks. So that pouch would work great. Or you may choose to add to your Fridge Smart collection by adding the medium shallow, or you may choose to add the Modular Mate Rectangle 1. So which one of those would you choose with your first $500 or your first party? Then when you hold 2 parties within your first 60 days and you hit that $1,000 level, that's when Tupperware pays off that $64 balance on your kit. Yay, why pay for it if you don't have to? So you're making money, and you're kind of getting a bonus by not having to pay the balance of the kit. Tupperware does it for you. You get to that when you're holding the 3 parties, you're at about $1,500 in sales. That's when you're going to choose from the host gift exclusive that's pictured in the catalog, or you can choose the 7-piece Vent and Serve collection. They are both phenomenal tools in helping you create the desire for people to want to date parties of their own. So it's kind of a tough choice on that one, but you would be able to pick that as you choose. Then you get into the 4 parties, or I'm sorry, level 4 is 5 parties, $2,500. You've got your options of the Great Master Shredder. You've got the option of the mandolin, or the option of one of our Modular Mate sets. Again, your choice, whatever floats your boat, whatever intrigues you the most, whatever you want to have. Level 5 is 8 parties. This is $4,000 in sales. You can do that in your first month. You'll earn the 10% bonus, plus you'll earn your rolling kit bag, and you'll earn your Tupperware branded tablecloth. Great business tools that are branded to allow you to look more professional. Then we go into level 6. Again, another tough choice. You have the choice of the microwave pressure cooker, you have the Tupperware Smart Steamer, or you have the Tupperwave Stack Cooker. They are all 3 are absolutely phenomenal tools. These are like your pots and pans for your microwave. You just get to choose which set you want to start with. And then, of course, at level 7, that's your 15 party level, that's $7,500 in retail. You'll have your choice of your Apple iPad Air or our Chef Series Generation 2 11-piece cookware set. So whatever you choose, it's going to be the right thing for you, and you're going to love earning all of these free gifts as you're growing your business and making money. An easy place for you to track is to go up to reports, go into programs. You'll see confidence programs there. It's going to have your name. It's going to have the date that you joined the business. It's going to have your program start date. Your program start date is when you put in your first retail order, or 30 days, whichever comes first. Once the program start date is calculated, then your end date will be calculated. You'll be able to see your program sales to date. You'll be able to see what level you are currently at and what the sales are that you need to achieve the next level. So it's so easy for you to keep track of where you're at and what you're working toward. A very exciting thing that will be coming up in the next year is Jubilee 2017. Jubilee is our national conference where we have a great time. We have lots of fun. We have lots of training. We have a lot of fellowship, and you get to meet friends from all over the country, US and Canada. And what's so great is when you go back every year, you get to see them again. So it's just really a phenomenal event. And we are going to a new place for 2017. We are going to the Gaylord Palms Resort in Orlando, Florida. You also will have an opportunity to tour our home office while you're at that event. So you want to make sure that you qualify to be able to reserve a seat. Only the first 3,000 people that register get to attend. And to qualify to register, all you need to do is have $1,500 or more in personal sales, 3 parties, and 1 personal registered recruit. And then you can, because you're new consultants, you can register at the introductory price of $149. But you do need to register before the event sells out. I know there's just under 1,000 seats left at this time, just to kind of give you an idea. Talk to your upline about it. It is so much fun. We'd love for you to go with us. It's just an amazing experience. So I'm just going to keep going. In the interest of time, we're going to talk just a little bit about the cycle of success. It goes from dating to party planning to demonstrating, and actually recruiting is part of that as well. But what we're going to talk about right now is just a little bit on the party planning. In your opportunity kits, you have your host folders that will have some different steps on that you can go through with your host in coaching your host to have a successful party. You want to put in some catalogs and brochures, some order forms, like the host gift sheet. If they're handing out the invitations, if you're handing out the invitations, the guest list, some of those kind of things. And I want to let you know that Monday night at our Record Breaker workshop, you're going to have one of our most dynamic host coaching or party planners. Sarah Ross is going to train you and provide you with some great tools so that every party you're planning is $1,000 party. But since we're not at Monday night yet, we're going to go through what we've got here. So a couple of the things that you can also do is partner with your host with a few challenges so that it helps them have a more successful party. You always want to keep in mind the first person benefit. Like, you wouldn't want to say, well, I need you to hold it on the original date because I've got a busy schedule and that messes up my family. That's kind of all about you. What you'll want to say is something like, you'll want to hold your party on the original date because that'll make it easier for your friends to plan around so that they can be there for you, and that'll help you have a more successful party. So you're just kind of tweaking the words you're using just a little to how is that going to benefit them as you're partnering with them to have a successful party. So these are 4 of the most popular challenges that people give their host before the party. Some people do 4, some do 7, some do 10. It's really up to you. I look at, you get 4 of the dating gift in your starter kit. So those 4 dating gifts you could use as a gift for each one of these challenges that they make. 7 or more adult guests in attendance. Some people will say 10 or more adult guests in attendance to get a gift. That's really, again, a personal choice. $200 in paid advanced orders. That's a really great foundation for your host to have those orders before the party because it makes it easier for them to get into bonus land faster. Bonus land is when they can pick from some of those exclusive products, or they get a really nice dollar amount in their host credit. And then the last one is a dating in waiting. That's somebody that said they will host a party before that party even starts. So it would be a dating from that host before the party starts. So those are what we call the 4 most popular challenges that we partner with our hosts on before the party. Hold the party on the original date, 7 or more adult guests in attendance, $200 or more in advanced orders, and a dating in waiting. And when you do, or you encourage your host to do a personal invitation, they also do Tupper Connect, They also set up a Facebook event. That's what we kind of call the trifecta of success. Those are all the key ingredients to have a successful party. And you, by all means, want to stay in contact with your host. That's very, very important. Excuse me, I had to sneeze, and I didn't want that to be recorded. Okay, now this is when you're going in, you're doing your first party, you're setting it up. You'll go right into my sales, and you'll start with your party history. The party reference number is identified for you. It's formulated for you. You'll put in the description. Usually we put like our host name or something like that. The date of the party, you click on the little calendar. And then you're going to click on whatever date the party is. And then the attendance, order, number of orders, and number of datings, that's all calculated by the computer system. You will indicate whether you want it direct to the host or direct to the consultant. Most of us ship direct to the host, and we give the host the opportunity to sort through their friends' products and bag them up. When you're putting your first order in, you'll see as you get to the host screen at the end of processing the order, a little box will pop up, and it gives you the option to add 10 of our poly bags. I think it's like $1.89 or something like that. So most of us just add a pack of the bags to the order. So when the host gets the box, there's the bags in there that she can sort out the guest Tupperware products. You'll put in your host information, your ship to, if you want it to go directly to the host, or if there's a different address, like sometimes they might ship it to their work address instead, or maybe their mom's address who's home during the day or something like that. You do want to make sure that you have an email address for your host if you're choosing to do Tupper Connect. Tupper Connect gives them the opportunity to have online orders that can attach to the party. So maybe they have friends or relatives that are out of state. Maybe you're doing a party in St. Paul and they have relatives in Texas. Well, with Tupper Connect, the relatives in Texas can just go online and place an order and attach them directly to the party. The most important thing for you to know about Tupper Connect is that you will need to manually be processing at least $175 of the orders before the online orders connect. So you'll want to make sure that you and or your host collect at least $175 in orders that you're processing, and then all the online orders will attach to it. So all you'll do is click on the Tupper Connect, you'll click on the time of the party, and then once you click next, this screen will pop up. And you have the choice of no, you just want to send an email to the host, or yes, I want to invite the guests myself. This is my recommendation. I recommend that you click on yes, I want to invite the guests myself. This is what's going to happen. It's still going to email your host. Your host will still get the information and the tools to invite their friends. But what happens is when you click yes, I want to, when somebody then goes to your website and they click on find a party, if you've clicked yes, I want to invite the guest, that party is registered there on your website right away. If you click no, just let the host, just send the email to the host, then you have to wait for the host to go in and register the party before it shows up on your website. Your host gets the same information either way. When you click yes, it just shows up as a party on your website faster. That's the main difference. And once you have clicked yes, that you're going to send the invites, this is what'll pop up. And so the setup is complete, and you're going to have this referral link that is preferred for using Facebook, and then you're going to have this link that is preferred for if it's being sent in an email or a text message. So this is going to share with your host are these referral links. This is the link for Facebook. This is the link for pretty much everything else. And that's what the host is going to see when they go in to start checking out the party. This is a place where you can communicate with the guest. You can keep track of who's attending, who's not, what kind of sales have already been entered for that party. And all of this will come to you through the Tepper Connect part of that host party. So you set up the party first, then you can set up the Tepper Connect, and this is all part of that process. And as we're winding toward the end, the secret. This is one of the most important things for you to be aware of. The secret to the success in your Tupperware business is learning to create the desire. When you can create the desire for those exclusive host offers, when you do a thorough explanation of the host gifts, things that they can't buy, they can only get as an exclusive host, or things that are beyond their budget, like when I talked about the Fridge Smart being $84 for the 4-piece set, they could get it free or half price when they host a party. Or that beautiful host gift special that has all those great mixing bowls that are part of it. The only way they can get that is by being a host and getting it free through a party. So creating the desire for them to want things that are more than they can afford, or that are only exclusively just for the host. Leave them wanting more, kind of like sprinkle commercials throughout. Like when somebody says, oh, do you have that seasoned serve marinator thing with you? You'll just lean toward them, make eye contact, smile, and say, I don't have it tonight, but I can bring for you to see at your party. That's what we call a dating bid. You're planting a seed, and you can just borrow, that container from your upline or another team member when you go to that party. It's just a way to say, let's go ahead and schedule your party so that you can get a look at that season serve you were interested in. The commercials could be anything from, well, tonight we made salsa, but at the next party, we're going to make fruit salsa, and that is going to be a quick, easy, healthy recipe for you and your family. Or at the next party, I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate cake in the microwave in 8 minutes. Just commercials, planting the seeds. At the next party, we're going to talk about how you can make breakfast quick and easy. We're going to talk about how you can organize your pantry to make your grocery shopping easier. So whatever kind of parties you like to do or demonstrations you like to do, tease about them. Talk about them being like they're just a little commercial to encourage people to come to the next party. And then another thing, creating the desire for your product through a good demonstration of showing them how to save time, money, space, waste, and taste will help you in building sales. It will help you in building datings, and it will help you in building recruits and bringing team members on board for you. So learn to create the desire. Again, your host gift special that's pictured in the catalog, it starts with our Fix and Mix, our 26-cup bowl, and it goes through the 3 mixing bowls. Any of our bowls that have the word mix in them, mixing bowl set, Fix and Mix, that means they are safe for you to use your beaters in. You also get the snack store with this set as well. And you get this whole set in the cranberry or burgundy color, and you also get the whole set in a red color. And you get the matching measuring cups and measuring spoons. So it's a beautiful set. And you can also, just for having the party, they get to pick one of these items free just for having the party. Now, a party isn't a party till it's $175 or more in sales, and that's when they get to pick their first item. Then as the sales increase, they get to $275. That's where they start earning host credit and half price items. So looking at page 75 from the catalog, when they have $275 to they're going to get 10% of the retail sales as host credit and one item or set at half price. When they're at 500 to 999, they're going to get 15% of the retail sales in host credit and a second item or set at half price. And when it's $1,000 or more, it's going to be 20% and a third item or set at half price. Now, all of the host credit choices and all of the half price items will need to be from the full line catalog, because what's in the little brochure is already marked down on sale. So all of the host credit and half price items need to be from the full line catalog. They do need to pay the half price. Host credit cannot be used for the half price amount, but the half price can be an item or a set. So if they want like the Fridge Smart set, which is normally $84, they can get it for only $42. So the host credit and the half price items. One of the things I like to do at the beginning of the party is have them turn to page 75, and I go around the room and I say, tell me your name, tell me how you know the host, and tell me if it was your party tonight, which one of these items would you be choosing? And have them write it on their order form. Why I like that so much is it gives me an idea of what they like from the catalog. It gives me an idea, an opportunity for a dating bid or to get them to date a party. So when they're bringing me their order at the end, we're doing the checkout, then I might say, oh, grab your calendar so we can pick a date for you to get that breakfast maker free that you were looking at. Okay, so you can use it as a dating bid. Just an idea, again, another practice, business practice that works for me, and you may or may not want to try it, but I just wanted to throw it out there. It's all about creating the desire. So this is a sheet that one of our friends makes up, and what it's categorized as the top 10 most popular catalog items or sets that our hosts choose at their parties, when really there is not an actual study that's done on this, but what we're looking at are what some of our most popular items are. And so this kind of is suggestive to the host or to the guests at the party. If they're looking at any of those items, then they might be more likely to date a party to get it half price because it refers to them as the top 10 most popular. So it's just kind of another way of creating the desire for them to want the bigger ticket items so they have a party. A good demo is going to sell the product, and it's also going to date parties for you. So we encourage you to work with things like the systems that Tupperware has created and provided for us, or work with some of our core products that are the higher dollar amount. For example, you want to work with products that are in the 50, 75, 100, $125 range. You want to look at those higher amounts because that's going to be more likely for them to want to have a party, or it will increase the size of their orders. So whether it's a system that Tupperware has created or a set that you've created, or the featured by, like right now we have the Smart Steamer and the Benton Serve, or it might be just a couple of your favorite higher dollar items. All of those are going to help you in selling your product and creating the desire for them to actually date a party. And when you're doing an interactive party, which means like you're making a recipe and they're interacting with you, you can go a little bit longer on your party. But when you're sitting and presenting to a group, that they're sitting down and you're demonstrating the product, you want to try to hold it to maybe 20 minutes of actual demonstration time. That's about the limit of people's attention span to be sitting there watching a party. Okay? That's about the attention span. So 20 minutes if you're just demonstrating, a little bit longer if it's an interactive process. Simple yet effective dating techniques, making sure they know how easy it is to have a party and how much they can earn for free. Creating the desire for more products than they want to pay for, or the exclusive items buy with your solid demonstration. Engage the guest in the party experience. Make it fun, make it informational, and use maybe the auction or tickets or the bingo or the let's make a deal format. Because we say when they laugh and learn, they will return and they'll come to another party with you. You do want to do some type of an effective close. Learn to play one of the dating games. There's a smidget game. There's a few versions of the smidget game. There's a couple versions of an envelope game. There's a dice game. There's an auction game. So it really doesn't matter which ones you use. It's you using what you're comfortable with and what is going to work best for you. And you'll learn how to play some of these dating games by going on training parties and observing someone else doing the party, where you can just watch and take notes. Or you can learn by taking advantage of your team meetings, or any of our, like Monday, we have our Record Breaker workshop, or we'll have a Fall Fest training event, or we have a celebration rally or a training night. All of those are opportunities for you to learn more about the business and to get the tools that are going to help strengthen your skills in growing your business. So team meetings, any of the sales rallies or events, training parties is another one. We do conference calls, we do webinars. So there's so many things available, let alone the new, the updates to the My.Tupperware website. There's a lot of great tools there too. So you'll find those that kind of information. Okay, now it's time for a quiz. Are you ready? And you can just type in your answers right where it says questions. You can just type in your answers there. What's the minimum that you want to make sure you sell in your first 30 days? And that was kind of way back at the beginning. But what's the minimum that you want to sell in your first 30 days? And we've got $1,000, and that is a great goal. $1,000 within your first 60 days is what gets your kit paid off for you, so that's a great way to go. Use 500. Oh, there you got it. I use 500 as the minimum that you want to sell in your first 30 days. That's getting your first party in, that's getting you activated, and that's kind of getting the ball rolling. But if you want to do 1,000, trust me, that is totally okay. What can you do to multiply your income without multiplying your hours? Again, that was back toward the beginning, if you're going through your notes. Multiply your income without multiplying your hours. The internet bonus can spark that, but it's actually becoming a manager. That is what we're talking about here, where you're developing a team and you've got a group of people working with you, is really the easiest way for you to multiply your income without your time. What is one of the important challenges to give your host prior to the party? I gave you the 4 most common. Can you name any of those 4 challenges that you partner with your host for before the party? Well, Frank will help you with creating the contact list. But here we're talking about those challenges that you're partnering with your host on, such as hold the party on the original date scheduled. Have a dating before the party begins, a dating and waiting. And there were 2 more. Yes, have orders, and most of us will say $200 in paid orders before the party. Very good, Samantha. And one more, and it had to do with the number of guests attending. Have 7 to 10 adult guests in attendance. So those are your 4 most popular challenges to partner with your host. So a dating and waiting, hold the party on the original date, $200 or more in outside orders, and 7 to 10 guests in attendance, however you choose to use that. Perfect. What price points do you want to demonstrate to? And I probably wasn't real clear on this, other than if people want to buy bell tumblers and sipper seals, they're going to do that. You don't need to show those products. You've got it, 75, 100, and 125. And we say that because small is sometimes too small, large is sometimes too big, medium's just right, so you're kind of getting everybody in the groove of purchasing that $100 amount. Great answer. Okay, how can you learn to play one of the dating games? What's one of the ways you can learn to play one of the dating games? This would be like the envelope game, the auction game, the dice. Go to an event with the team or watch a webinar. Excellent. So attend any of the trainings and or the webinars or conference calls or videos. Absolutely. All of those things are great answers. And the last question, what is the secret? And that was more towards the end of the training. What was the secret? The most important thing for you to do? You got it. It's create the desire. Excellent. Good job. Creating the desire for the items that are outside of their budget or exclusive only to hosts. Creating that desire is going to be your secret ammunition to having a very successful business. So now what? Now, you want to make sure you activate your Tupperware account if you haven't done that already. I think both of you probably have. Start working on that wonderful 100 list using your acronym of FRANK. Familiarize yourself with your kit. Again, maybe taping the information on the products, making some index cards with bullets on them, practice demonstrating in front of the mirror, actually talk out loud. That's a big one. We go through a lot of things in our head, and it is way different when we're talking out loud. So if you're demonstrating in front of the mirror, talk out loud so that you can get more comfortable with that before you do your first party. Hold your launch party if you haven't already done that. We encourage you to do that in your first 5 to 7 days. Begin working on your Confident Start program. Remember, 7,500 in your 13 weeks and you earn everything. Yearn to learn. Take advantage of the ITEP training. Take advantage of the conference calls. Well, invest the time. You're already here, so I don't even need to tell you that. We do have a podcast site that we are rebuilding right now with new and more current information, but you can also find a lot of training material on our Facebook team pages. Our Explosive Team Sales Facebook page, as well as your direct or your manager's team pages. There's also one for the region, so those are all great. If you are local, attend the sales meetings or any of the training faithfully. That's where you're going to grow. We do live stream. Actually, we use a program called Zoom, which is sort of like Skype, but it's one that Tupperware works with, and it's called Zoom. And we do all of our meetings and trainings where you can watch it from home. Say if you're homesick or you've got a child sick, or if you live in another state or you're on vacation in another state. So those are all options for you. But if you are local, you really want to attend, because the energy that you get from the other people there makes a huge difference for you. Visit parties, go on training parties, and they're duplicable, meaning that things that they're doing at their parties are easy things for you to pick up and be able to do as well. And then in closing, I want to know what you're most excited about in your business. what you learned from this training, any pros or cons. I'm totally open to positive reinforcement or things that you would have liked to have seen that you didn't get, or things that you did get that you enjoyed getting. So I would totally appreciate your feedback. Just send me a quick email to ETSJAN. Of course, the ETS is for Explosive Teen Sales. JAN, my first name, at Prodigy, PRODIGY.net. And in return, I will send you a copy of this presentation, as well as several tools, recipes, uh, flyers, things that just tools that will help you with your business. And I'll send all of those right back to you in an email. But right now, just know that that new future is awaiting you. And I just want to say congratulations. You've made a great decision by deciding to join Tupperware, and particularly our organization at Explosive Teen Sales. So I hope you found this helpful. I look forward to meeting you